Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Amused Jester. My name is Junior. Today we're starting off with something of a new segment. A new segment. We'll call it either we'll call it either toys buys or toys deliveries. And I'm not sure. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about a little bit of high end. This is Star Wars related. A little bit high end, more than 375. You know that's my main deal right now. But sometimes I dabble Black Series if the price is correct. And anyway, what is this? What is this? Yeah, we're gonna talk about Hot Toys, uh, First Order Stormtroopers from the Force Awakens set. Let's just bring it out. Let's just bring it out. Let me take it out of the stand. Here's one, and here's two. So I always wanted just the original trilogies, first off. Second, I was getting out of Black Series and getting into 3.75 as my main collection. So why am I buying? And third, when it comes to Hot Toys, my limitation, my constraints was that I only wanted to do from one particular movie, The New Hope, because Star Wars has so many stuff and characters in it, and they're expensive that I just did not want to get into it. So why do I have all of a sudden two um, Hot Toys figures from a movie that anyway. So this is not even the first one. Anyway, this is from eBay, and I won the bid. The set went for $208, shipped and with tax included. $208. That's basically means each one of this is around $105. A full-fledged 1/6 scale 12-inch Hot Toys figure and everything. Now, the seller did mention that there were flaking in the suits going on, and so I'm aware of that. And I did see that there were flaking going on with it. I didn't really mind it because, as I think I can you can kind of see here the remnant of the flakes over here. Uh, see, there should be more in the back here. There you go. Here, see how it's flaking like that? I don't mind that because watch as I rub on this some more and just completely freaking remove that flaking so easily. And when you're left is this simple kind of like nylon-ish uh, fabric, what's underneath it. And I'm fine with that. Here's another example from the other one where I've cleaned it off well. And there's actually an easier way of doing it. Just take off the armor. It will expose the whole thing and I can remove it much better. And I actually prefer it that way. I don't know why it needed to look like it's pleather. I'm not that big of a nitpicker in terms of detail. And now I don't even have to worry about flaking. I just, at all. And when it came in the package, it's a big brown box. I open it up and it's all in baggies. There's no box. I'm surprised it even had the instructions on it. I don't mind. I'm not a box collector. I'm not a reseller. I buy stuff because I buy stuff and I liked it. And when I look at this thing, it's $105 for a Hot Toys figure. Granted, it's not from the series that I wanted, but still, it's 105, and it's complete in all the accessories. As you saw, there was a stand. Also, on the stand, look at this. There's damage here. The seller didn't really mention that. I don't really mind. It's still $105. But the more I studied this pattern over here that is occurring, it almost seems as if they were burned in by the shoes soles, boot soles of the figure, which is kind of weird. Also, the construction of the boot soles, it's like this rubber padding underneath is separate from the actual feet here. It's a different material. And if you don't see it, but when I'm looking, it's as if there's some of the pattern that's underneath here is smoothed down than the rest of the surface. As if, I don't know how it happened, as if the temperature that this thing's been displayed on had gotten so hot that it just burned in the rubber or made the rubber melt a little bit, which is I don't really mind. It's $105, and I mean, you've seen my I mean, well, I'm not seen. You know that I've been collecting 3.75, so I kind of know how these armors look, and even though they're from the movie, the sequels, which aren't really that popular, the design of it still looks amazing. It's kind of lightweight. There's nothing, it's not really heavy, but that's the way it is with Hot Toys. I'm just messing around with the articulation so you guys can see. There's also a video out there that I saw that discusses removing the underlying fabric clothing. Not this one. Apparently there is a lining underneath here that's even preventing this. Like, this is still capable of moving some more. Maybe up to here. But that lining is preventing it. And I might do that. From the video, what I've seen is this easily comes off, comes off, comes off. Velcro, Velcro, comes off, comes off. But this part, I have to cut here and then unglue it from here. And that's the only way to reveal the fabric underneath. I might do that. I'm not sure. I didn't really buy this for extreme posing, to be honest. I think once I have this on display, it'll just be like that. Nothing too fancy. It's capable of doing that. The only thing is, the other thing with Hot Toys, which is why I've kind of stayed away from it aside from the price, is their use of rubber material in these joints. Eventually you kind of expect it to deteriorate and get destroyed. Same thing basically with leather fabric that they use for the undergarment. You kind of expect that. I've never seen it deteriorate this badly at all. I have figures that are made the same way from Hot Toys. I've never seen this kind of flaking at all. And funnily enough, this particular seller and I live within 15 miles of each other. I can tell you that it's never had this kind of issue. The articulation on the waist is very, very limited, which is kind of weird. It must be from the fabric. Let's mess around with this guy. This guy is a lot more freer. Yeah, it's weird that it's not as articulated in the body area. But Hot Toys, you really don't expect a lot of full articulation like a Black Series, because you do have the fabric that's going to prevent it from moving a lot. There's no ratcheted joints. It's all by friction. What you expect from Hot Toys is kind of a quality that surpasses what you can see from any of the 1/12 scale counterparts, unless you're talking about J&D Toys, which is now venturing into 1/12 with fabric. But even then, they don't really do Stormtroopers yet. But yeah, for $110, it's not freaking bad. So in terms of the accessories, and this, I was looking at and reviewing this one. This was pretty cool. So this guy comes with this heavy gunner, I guess. Look at this guy. So this one goes down like this, and then you have to be careful because these joints are so freaking thin. They're scary. But I gotta bring this down a little bit. Gotta be careful because this one actually extends. And look at how thin this is. I think that's the most and then this one goes. I gotta be really careful on this one. It is so thin. Opens up like that. Look at that. Is this fully extended? I can't tell. There, full extension. And then the gunner basically takes care of this thing like that. Isn't that cool? I thought it'd be taller. But from here, there's a rotation here. That's kind of cool. You know, look, it's even got a trigger right there. But then, like I said, you just fold it up. Again, knowing how thin this plastic is, really, really thin, and then you have this pattern over here, further making it very, very fragile. I'm like very careful with this thing. So the way I treat these things, it's like knowing exactly where the breaking points are and making sure they don't break. So that's pretty cool, really cool. Then you have all these hands and weapons and guns and everything. So let's see. This is the first time I'm taking out of the box, which is cool. Um, so you have these two types of guns. Notice that they're sticking to one another. That's because it's magnetic. So basically, you just attach it to their lug holster like that. Kind of looks quirky, but yeah, look at that. Look at the detail and everything. So obviously it's Hot Toys, so there really shouldn't be any issues in terms of paint application. Uh, they're kind of, I used to love Hot Toys. I mean, they're top notch, With that, I still have the Tampa over there. Like I said, paint application should not be an issue when it comes to Hot Toys. That's this one. Yeah, just look at that. Goes on like that. And detail, you shouldn't have any issues. It's just that when it comes to quality, they've become so used to being the top dog that they've let their quality slip, and they've become kind of what's the word, like eased into being the top dog, that they didn't even bother being the best anymore until other companies began to compete with them in terms of quality, that it threatened their monopoly of being one of the top producers of 1/6 scale figures. Now they're becoming, in art, Blitzway, in vehicles, Jazz Inc. And now they're suddenly thinking, oh, we're in trouble. We got to up our ante and in process up our prices. Look at all these hands included. 4, 6, 10, 11. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything, but like 11 plus the 2 that's here. So, and they're all interchangeable with one another, I'm assuming. So, nice to have as an option, but honestly, I probably won't ever display them with these, except maybe I'll replace this one with one of these because I do want to use it holding one of the guns. But yeah, so all these accessories, these are just extra pegs because you might break them as you're replacing the hands. Yeah, Force Awakens, Stormtrooper. Again, a movie that I'm not really into, and at the worst, in my Hot Toys collection, let me tell you, I can see from here I have Han Solo, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, from The New Hope, Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader. C-3PO and R2-D2. That's all I have for my Hot Toys Star Wars. I have a Sideshow Collectibles Darth Vader as well from another. Uh, that's all I wanted. Those core characters. So why, I would never have bought this, except it's $105. It's almost like stealing it. Uh, what is that equal to when it comes to Black Series? That's 4 Black Series. When it comes to 3.75, that's almost maybe 6 of those $17 ones, you know? So 6 or 7, and you get a Hot Toys. We have quality, dependability, uh, yeah. So of course, now when I do my value pricing on this one, it's gonna be kind of unfair because I'm gonna be valuing it at the base price that I paid for it, meaning $105 each for figure, per figure, right? So it's not gonna be a true value to price comparison as if you had bought this brand new. Mine is gonna be different, but for $105 base price of 10, I would value this at around 13 to 14. No, actually I would adjust that to 15. Even with the damages, even with the lack of the boxes, because it's complete, I didn't really care for about that. The fact that the uh, leather was peeling, heavily gum, but it was so easy. It even looks as good without the pleather as I rubbed it away. Even with all of that, at $105, the value of this one was 15. It's something I needed to get. I could not avoid buying. It was almost like I said, it's almost like stealing. It's almost like a done deal, honestly. Um, so as I said, this was a winning bid, and I believe my maximum bid was to have a total of around $220. I was willing to pay $110 for each figure, and I wanted to about 208. That's with taxes including, so that ends up being a less than 105 per figure. That's why with that kind of pricing, the value is at 15 for me. It was like a no-brainer. At 220, it would have been a no-brainer for me. So getting it at 208 is a pretty good deal. Now, so that's it for my review of the Hot Toys Force Awakens First Order Stormtrooper set that I got from eBay. And I know eBay can sometimes be really, really bad, but I've gotten really good deals from eBay as long as you're very, very patient. And there are times that if you don't do the right research, you might get into a little bit of a higher price bracket than you would have wanted. But in the end, what really matters is if you're happy with the item that you purchase, for how much you purchased for, knowing what you're getting, and you got exactly what you expected, then I think eBay is a good option. No, having said that, I did purchase another set from Facebook, which will be on my next video, and that's the one that really catalyzed or created an avalanche of my suddenly going onto eBay and purchasing, looking for Hot Toys figures. Because if it suddenly dawned on me that if I can get a set, a 2 figure set for $200, meaning each figure could be $100. If I can get a price range around that for Star Wars figures, it's almost like a no-brainer for me. Honestly, it is a no-brainer. Do you know how much Hot Toys are going for right now? You cannot buy a brand new Hot Toys figure for less than $200. Usually Hot Toys go for around 220 to 240, depending on the popularity of the character. That goes upwards for no reason whatsoever other than popularity. So getting this at $100 each, it's it's just a done deal for me. So yeah, so not this one. This is the second one, but the first set that I've got that I'm gonna review right now is the one that basically started this whole thing right now. And yeah, I ended up buying a few more Hot Toys figures. Why? Because I found a few more within the price range that I was looking for. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys found this really quick. I hope it's quick review of the Hot Toys figure. It's really good range of articulation too, see? but all these guys are just gonna be standing anyway. The and So this new segment, just to kind of simplify things down, so that it will range topics from my 3.75 to the Black Series to Hot Toys, basically all kinds of stuff that suddenly um, gravitated towards my range of want to buy, or my scope of wanting to buy in terms of prices and everything. And then also, so that will be toy buys segment, and then I would like to have another segment called Toy Talks segments, where we talk about toys in terms of value and pricing and collection and all that stuff. And then maybe I want to do another segment that talks about toy customs. Yeah, where I start. So basically, those three things: toy buys, which is what I've recently gotten and bought; toy talk, talking about the toy stuff and everything that comes in between; and then toy customs, which is where I'm doing custom work and painting things up and changing things up. So that's kind of my plan with my channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys again soon. Have a nice day. Bye.